Hello, my friends. I hope you are ready for an hour in living color. It's not a comedy show. It's not an improvised sketch comedy. It is all about the colored gemstones. And today you are getting the superior quality of colored gemstones thanks to Charles and Colvard's incredible Caydia lab-grown brand, because you're getting the lab-grown diamonds, which are those gorgeous white, incredible, impeccable diamonds of superior clarity and color and cut and carat weight. And then you are getting the lab-grown colored gems that are going to bring such vibrancy and beauty to your life. I'm Nikki Stanzione. I'm excited to spend this hour with you, and I want to start the entire show by telling you everything is up to 20% off, including these beautiful pieces that we have as a little appetizer for you. If you love the royal gems, right? We have the big three, as you like to call it in the gemstone world. Maybe you didn't know that. We call them rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. Today, look at the color and the vibrancy and the depth of color and the saturation of color on every one of these items that you are seeing. We've got massive hoops in sapphire. We've got a tennis bracelet in sapphire. We've got a gorgeous glowing green ring. That is the green that we dream of, and the bracelet. I will tell you now, the item numbers to think about. First and foremost, look at that emerald. Actually, look at the emerald first, because this one, I'm going to just tip it a little bit so you can see how gorgeous that green is. Look at that green color. We are taking you to the Emerald City, and you don't even have to follow the yellow brick road today. I will guide you along your path, and we will ease on down the road together. 803700 is the item number. It is a quarter carat of also round Caydia lab-grown diamonds, along with those beautiful emeralds, lab-grown emeralds, perfectly matched. We'll get into all the details on how it looks as good as it looks and why, and the quality of every piece, which, by the way, are all set in gold. And if you do love emerald, a perfect match will be that gorgeous bangle bracelet. And that bracelet is item 800939. It is a gorgeous curved bangle with the created emerald running through it, a gorgeous complement to every emerald ring that we have. And if you do love bracelets, you will love this sapphire treasure. This is going to be a combination of those Caydia lab-grown diamonds, a quarter carat of them, with your beautiful, beautiful sapphires. And it is a tennis bracelet, which is one of the most sought-after items, really, when it comes to anything in the world of jewelry. Item 826091. 826091, and you know what, I misspoke. It's actually 5.5 carats of those diamonds. Are you kidding? Unbelievable. And last but not least, I must say, as the self-proclaimed hoopologist that I am, everybody must have an amazing pair of hoops, and they don't get better than this. Not only those beautiful lab-grown diamonds from our Caydia collection, but you also have the inside-out style on item 819131, which are your sapphire hoop-de-hoops. That's the hoopla of the show. But I promised you the big three, and that's only two. That's only two. Actually, they do throw diamonds in and make it the big four these days, so you got all of them. But you need your rubies, too. You absolutely do. That is the king of the gems, after all. Well, I'm going to let you shop on your rubies, and we're going to kick it off with one of my absolute favorite pieces in the collection. But first, let me tell you how to shop with us. Go to the phones, make a call, and say hello to our fabulous call center representatives. They are amazing. They're ready to help you. Everything is made for you in color today, and we are made, not mined, so everything is going to be at its best. And they will talk to you if you have any questions and give you some help. Personalized service. Isn't that nice these days? 888-521-4367. 888-521-4367. And if you say, you know what, I don't need to talk to anybody, I just want to order, go online, madeshopping.com. It's that easy. It really is. Self-explanatory, right? What you're going to do is right now, I want you to just feast your eyes on the television set or wherever you are watching from, your mobile devices, and take a moment to look at the beauty on my hand. This is why we love the lab-grown color gemstones, because to find to find the color is one thing, but to find any ruby with the clarity you are seeing and not inclusions It is almost impossible to be able to get any ruby that looks like this. The closest you will ever get is a Burmese ruby. There have been embargoes on the Burmese rubies. They're not ethically sourced. There's been a lot of issues with that, not to mention the cost. Well, today you are at $607 and change as we save you $151 off of this $750 ring. $750 is an amazing price when we're talking about the king of the gemstones with all the same properties as its counterpart. The difference is it's growing up basically in a controlled environment. So instead of letting loose in the caves and mining it out of the earth, we are allowing it to be controlled and clearly giving it the beauty that you are seeing in front of you with this incredible color of ruby and a contrast with those beautiful Caydia white lab-grown diamonds. By the way, they are colorless diamonds. Properties exactly the same as a diamond, they're just not mined. And today you are also looking at 14 karat white gold. Let me show this to you in circulation so you can get a beautiful close-up of those channel set stones. Channel setting on Asher cuts. I didn't even tell you about the Asher cut when I told you the price because I thought that didn't make sense, but an Asher cut is such a specific cut. You actually almost like see like an X that runs through the Asher cut. It's so precise. It has to be cut to precision. It has to be so masterfully cut, and that's exactly what it is because we only allow you to have pieces that have been cut absolutely to perfection. That's what this brand is about. That's why this brand has been in business for 30 years. And when you look at these pieces and you see the contrast to the white diamonds, it really brings to light how perfect the white diamonds are, how colorless they are, how clean they are at VS1 clarity. And on those beautiful rubies, you get to see how beautiful the color is, the depth of color, the saturation of color. It's everything. You know, when you think about it, ruby red is a color that represents passion, right? So it represents confidence, it represents life, it represents fire, it represents heart, and it's July's birthstone. So there's a lot of reasons people love to buy rubies. But moreover, it's the color. Do you know that that color fluoresces? So when I say it fluoresces, what it basically will do, and you can kind of see it right here, even in this light, even without looking at under one of those UV rays. You know when you go out to a club, it's been a long time, and they have what's the light called? What's the light that they have? The black light, thank you. The black light comes on and everybody glows, right? If you're wearing white, it glows. If you're wearing a certain color. So when you look under a certain kind of a lighting, when you look under black light or UV lighting or certain kinds of lighting, you will watch that stone fluoresce. And the only rubies that really do that are Burmese rubies. But you're getting the color of a Burmese ruby with more clarity. Rubies are heavily included gemstones. They typically are going to have lots of inclusions, in other words, lots of flaws on the inside. But in this case, clean as a whistle. That was a clean whistle right there. That was I've been really working on it. It's really coming along. You see what I meant when I said the Asher cut looks like there's an X through it? Do you see that? That's the perfect cut. Do you notice it? That X. So anytime you see a gemstone in like a nice close-up like that and you notice it looks almost like there's an X running through the middle, then you know it's an Asher cut. That's kind of like a distinguishing characteristic. Meanwhile, channel setting, beautiful design, nice negative space, nice width on this. 23 stones, actually 21 stones in total, I believe. And you're also getting a $151 discount and 80 cents. Everything on this show is up to 20% off with free shipping and free returns. So you get free shipping. We will not charge you to deliver this home to you so that you can put it on your hand. You will be able to do that with no delivery charge and free returns as well. And look how good it looks on. Isn't that pretty? I think this has such great presence, and it's really one of those pieces people will take notice of. You are saving so much money today. The item number is 144792. This is going to be your last look on this one. I'll give you one fast measurement just so you can see lengthwise where it falls. And we are at, oopsie, hold on, going the wrong way here. Oh, that's because I was on the other side. There we go. You are looking at about, actually, about 3/4 of an inch. I mean, a little more than that, between 3/4 and a half an inch. Not bad. Not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. A comfortable ring, a ring that I love. I'm so happy that you get to have it along with me. 144792. That is the item number. Make it yours and don't let it pass you by. Now we're going to go to the next ring, which I call the peppermint ring. That's my name for it. It's the peppermint ring. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Please do me a favor and do not bite into this. Please do not eat the peppermint. It is not peppermint. I just call it the peppermint ring because it looks like it. It looks like if you were in the mood to eat a candy, this would taste like peppermint. But please don't. Please don't say that crazy girl on TV told you to eat a ring. Okay, here's what's happening. You have emerald cuts, the emerald step cuts. You know what we call it, the unforgiving cut, right? Can't be flawed or else all flaws will be noticed and it will really diminish the beauty and the quality of this piece. You have a total of 5 emerald step cuts in your beautiful, I believe the rubies. Let's see, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, wait, 2, 4. Okay, 5. Yes, she can count. Sorry, that was my impression of the count. It's been a long time since I watched that show, but I do remember the count. No, if you count them, there are 5 of the Caydia lab-grown diamonds, graded F on the scale of color, meaning they are colorless. And you have VS1 clarity, so they're super duper clean. You're going to see the beautiful brilliance and that sparkle that we dream of in every single diamond that we see. And then of course, that fluorescing, beautiful, saturated depth of color in your ruby red. Those rubies are simply phenomenal. Look at the color. When they kind of go somewhere between a neon hot fluorescent pink and a beautiful cherry red, that is the dream color. See, now that's what it looks like when it fluoresces. That light is what makes it look like it's fluorescent. See how the difference is? So keep looking at that wheel and then look at my hand for a second. So when you see studio light, look at the difference. You see a little bit more of the red. When you see it under a different lighting source, look how it looks almost pink. That is why I tell you, always look at your colored gemstones, particularly under different lighting. You will see different colors, different hues, as we like to call them. And that's amazing. But the Caydia, of course, is going to be your lab-grown white diamonds. So they are clean, they are clear, and they are going to be colorless. But here's what happens when it goes to the color gems, and this is an important thing. First of all, I just want to give you the item number. It's 819053. Also, 14 karat white gold. Let's remember the gold is way up today. We've moved gold all the way up. So gold is in a very, you're in a really, I would say, a very important situation, because when gold is at $2,028.55 an ounce, gold is a great investment, let me tell you. $1,111.20, saving you almost $300. But I want to make a point to tell you why the lab-grown color gems are the way to go. Aside from the fact that you're not seeing the inclusions, aside from the fact that you're getting the saturation of color that you so desire and dream of, let's put that aside. When you get a parcel of gemstones from the earth, okay, genuine gemstones, natural gemstones, any of the genuine gemstones, okay, when you get a parcel of them and you want to select all the best of the best and you have to kind of weed them out and find the perfect, and kind of you have to like kind of pick through the parcel. There's usually lots and lots of gem material, if you will. Go through the parcel to find a perfect color match when you get a gradient of hues. So there's a shade that crosses across a gradient. Sometimes you get a little bit of a paler color. Sometimes you get a richer saturated color. Sometimes you get more of the pinks. Sometimes you get more of the reds. To color match, I think, and this is just my opinion, but I've heard it said before, I think is the hardest job in the gemstone business, to be the person who does the color matching, because your eyes have to be so perfect to be able to find a color match. It is difficult, and that is why whenever I have a piece of jewelry in genuine gemstones that have more than one of the same, it is so tough to find a color match that is perfect, that doesn't have a little bit of an off. You know, one might be just a little off than the other. And if they are color matched to perfection, they'll probably be more expensive. When you have lab-grown material, it always color matches. It's all done to the same perfect saturation of color. It is all done with the perfect clarity. Your properties are the same as your genuine gemstones. Properties are exactly the same. in both the Caydia lab-grown and your lab-grown color gemstones. When you're talking about properties like your chemical, physical, and optical properties, they're exactly the same. But the way it's mined is different. Because of the controlled environment, we can control the quality of every single one of those stones, allowing them to perfectly match. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. If it does, then you'll understand why I implore you to get in on these deals and why this is such a good price at almost $300 off. Do the installments. This will help you to be able to shop for so many things that you love. You just have to do Shop Pay. Shop Pay is the way to pay at your leisure in a way that makes sense for your budget. In other words, when you check out with Shop Pay, you can pay now or you can pay later, and you can do installments. And it's fun. It's a fun way to shop because then you can buy more than one thing that you really like. 888-521-4367 is the phone number. MadeShopping.com is the address on that thing they call the internet. And that little QR code that you're seeing right next to my hand, that's a way for you to just scan, and you can shop right away on this item. This is 14 karat white gold, and what a beautiful, beautiful treat. Now, speaking of beautiful, beautiful treats, there are a pair of earrings in my ear right now that I was enamored by when I saw them. I will show it to you first, and then I'll take it out so you can see a measurement. But look at this color. I'm serious. This is unbelievable in every way, shape, and form. First of all, look at the size. Look at the width on these hoops. One of the most sought after styles, designs, trends that will never go out of style. The hoops are the answer to every bad hair day. Because if you're having a bad hair day, nobody notices your hair, they just notice your hoops. Just saying, it's happened to me many times. And by the way, the contrast of the sprinkling in of the Caydia lab-grown diamonds gives us the contrast that allows the red to pop and the white to shine. To be able to see that colorless, beautiful, I would say, icicle treat on the hoop itself. And by the way, I have one more thing to say before I take them out and measure them. This is important. They're comfortable. I know. When you see the heavier gram weight, when you see the heavier carat weight, when you see the bigger style, especially in a hoop earring, you're like, yeah, they're nice, but they probably hurt. No. In fact, I always will say this, if they don't hurt and I don't know they're on until I look in a monitor to see myself in the monitor and I forget I'm wearing them, that's a good earring. Because as heavy as they are substantially weighted for the purpose of the quality of the piece, they should also be made in such a way that when you wear them, they don't weigh your ear down or hurt you. Because what is the purpose of buying something if you can't wear it because it's uncomfortable? Hence, shoes. We deal with it enough with shoes. Let's not do it with our jewelry. Shoes, it is what it is. They hurt. If they look good, they probably do. Earrings shouldn't do that, and these don't. Let me give you all the details on these gorgeous pieces, and I'll take it out. Actually, I'll take out this one and I'll put it up on a little tree for you. Let me tell you first and foremost that your item number is 142983. The second thing I want to tell you is that you have 1.5 carats of your round Caydia lab-grown diamonds. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, look at this. But then you have, ready for it, you have 22 rubies, 11 in each ear. 4 carat 84. You are at almost 5 carats. Do you realize you have almost 2.5 carats in each ear of ruby alone? Of the ruby alone. Then you have the 1.5 carats of those beautiful lab-grown diamonds. Remembering that these are going to be comfortable. They call these like a J hoop because they kind of are shaped like a J, or actually I think they're shaped more like a C. That's just me. And then look at that big post. I love that because they're easier on, easier off. You don't have to worry about dropping them if you're a klutz like I am. And let me measure them so you can see how profound the length is. Yep. You're at just over 1.25 on the inch measurement here. So just over 1.25 inches. Look at this cut though. This emerald cut, friends, really? Do you see the clarity? Do you see that color? I wish so much that I had like a little UV light. I would shine that UV light on this thing and it would glow. It would. When you got that glow, Do you know what movie that is? That's really good trivia. Do you know, Rich? When you got that glow. Yeah. When you got that glow. Nope. It was The Last Dragon. Do you remember? Show enough. Oh, gosh, that movie was so good. Vanity was in that movie, I believe. Princess Friend. No, it was called The Last Dragon. It was an older movie. I only saw it like later in life when it was already an older movie, but I think it was like an 80s movie. It was so good. It was about this guy who was this karate expert, and he was very shy, and he was absolutely, well, that's what it was based on. That was his idol. Yeah, Bruce Lee was his idol. But anyway, the point of the story is there's a very popular song in the movie called The Glow. And it's when you got that glow. So there's a whole, anyway, you know what? Do yourself a favor and look it up. I'm just saying. You're like, what is she talking about? Yep, Berry Gordy produced it because it's the best music. Obviously, he was the king of Motown. Still is. So anyway, that was a little side note. You always learn a little something with me on television. Every time you shop for jewelry, I will give you a pop culture anecdote. How about that? $2,079.20, and you will save yourself over $500. I know. Over $500 savings. I mean, that's why I love shopping when there's a deal. I do. I love it because I know the value of these items. If you're saying to yourself, well, wait, Nick, if these aren't the genuine gems, if these are actually lab grown, then why am I paying, a lot of money for a lab grown? Well, first of all, you're not. I understand it's a substantial purchase. I'm not diminishing that. But you have to understand, these are at least $2,500 here, okay? We took off over $500. The reason that you are making substantial purchases is because you are getting substantial gram weight in 14 karat white gold. You are getting over 4.5 carats of the lab-grown ruby that has the same properties as the genuine stone, but because it was grown in a lab, it's actually going to have more clarity and better color. And you're also getting the Caydia lab-grown diamonds, which are the best in the biz, true story. And they are made with precision, cut to perfection. Excellent cut, by the way, which is the best on the scale of cutting. And you're also getting the colorless and the clarity, VS1 clarity. So all things considered, it's a phenomenal price. Call 888-521-4367 to get in with one of our fabulous friends in the call center, or go to madeshopping.com or scan that QR code. 142983 is the item number. I love these earrings. I hope you get in on them. Just beautiful. Who loves rubies? Anyone that loves rubies needs to be here and now during this show, because this is the time. One last look. Let's do one last close-up on this so you can just see it one more time. And then we're going to move on to our next item. I'm just thrilled for you guys to get in on these. They're so beautiful. And it's a nice length as well. It's a really nice look. It really is. Okay, and then as you're continuing to do your shopping, I'm going to give you a treat. Because don't forget, we've got some emeralds. We've got some sapphires, but if you liked the look of what I was wearing, but wanted something just a little bit different, maybe a little more of a feminine look with a different type of cutting, here's what you have. You have a combination of cuts because you have pear cuts and you have emerald step cuts. So let me remove this for a moment. Hold on a second. I want to take this off if I can. Hold the phone. I didn't know we were going right to the close-up. Sorry, guys, about that. Here we go. There you go. That's the ring. That's the win. That's the beauty. And that price tag is saving you $345 today. This is over $1,700, as it should be, because you are getting a total of over 1.5 carats of your beautiful, beautiful Caydia lab-grown diamonds. I mean, those emerald cuts are everything. But then you are getting fancy cut rubies at almost 1.5 carats. Again, I'm sorry to say it again, but it looks like Burmese ruby. It really does. I mean, this really does. And if you know anything about Burmese rubies, you know what I mean, and you understand the value of being able to wear No, I just have to put this on at some point. The value of being able to have Burmese ruby is just wild, right? I guess here, I'm gonna put this, I felt weird wearing one earring. I was like Janet Jackson circa 86. I was Janet Jackson circa 86 during Let's Wait a While phase. Do you remember that? I told you you'll always get good anecdotes. That was a good time. She always wore one earring with a key. Remember that? Check out the old videos. They were good times. Good times. Okay, so here's what's happening. You have a combination of cuts. The reason I'm mentioning this in just kind of in detail is because when you have a combination of cuts, and you'll see it in that shot that you're looking at right now, that combination of cuts always produces more sparkle. Just because of the way that they're set and the fact that you have the combination, you're getting more of a reflection, you're getting more, the light is kind of hitting these stones, and they are just combining together to give you this beautiful, special spectacle of sparkle. Say that one 3 times fast. Special spectacle of sparkle. Can you do it? Special spectacle sparkle. Special spectacle sparkle. Anyway, here's what's happening. Everyone loves rubies, okay? As a symbol of passion, we know it makes a very romantic gift. For the season of Valentine's Day, I can't think of anything better than a ruby. And I love the fact that you're also getting something that signifies wealth and success. That's why people wear ruby with such confidence. But look at the way this is made. This is eternity. An eternity band is always going to be a little more difficult to put together as somebody who is setting the stones. And also, I will tell you that when you are getting an eternity band, here's what you need to do. Call the number 888-521-4367 because we want to make sure you get your proper size. Because this is not one that you can resize because there's no plain metal area, right? It's all about the gemstones. Speaking of the metal, however, your metal is 14 karat white gold. Clearly, this is going to be something that people are going to take notice of. 819059, you have a total of 1.60 carat in your lab-grown diamonds. Your Caydia lab-grown are the best of the best in the biz, and you have almost 1.5 carats, once again, of the pear-cut, beautiful rubies. Fancy cut, always going to be a real special treat to be able to get at a discounted price, and today that's exactly what you have. $345 savings and then some. Congratulations on this piece. This is beautiful. I have one more option for you in the rubies. One more and one more only. So here's what we've got. You have, for yourself right now or for the one you love, another option in the hoops. So this option is going to be a little bit different because the ones I have are kind of, I would say more of like a duo, right? You've got the duo of the ruby and the white and the lab-grown diamonds, right? I keep saying white, but really they're colorless. But when I say white, you know what I mean because it gives you that contrast. In this case, it's really all about the ruby. It is all about the ruby. You have beautiful, popping, fluorescing, bold, saturated, deep, ruby red color. And you have a total of 10 rubies in each ear. Now, this is a traditional J-hoop because that does look like the J. That is the J-hoop traditional piece that we love so much, set in all that glorious white gold. And then you do have a little sprinkling of the Caydia lab-grown diamonds. But this piece is really about the rubies. And do you believe you are spending under $800? We're saving you almost $200 today. And you should be spending almost $1,000 on these. I mean, at least. Think about where you go to shop for jewelry in a store. Can you imagine getting clean, not included rubies at this level of color, set in 14 karat white gold when the price of gold is now $2,028.55 an ounce? And this beautiful setting and getting somebody to say, hey, I'll give you $200 off. That doesn't happen. That does not happen, but that's what's happening right here and right now. 803-674 is the item number, and today all you have to do is go to madeshopping.com, scan the QR code, or go and call our friends at 888-521-4367, and then look at this color. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's a phenomenal color that you just don't want to miss. And speaking of phenomenal colors, I'm going to take you from the king of the gems into the stone of eternal hope and eternal youth. And really the color that really is about vibrancy. The gemstone that is about renewal and rebirth and regrowth. Because think about it like this, think about the earth, right? Think about when it goes from winter into summertime. I skipped to summer. I was really excited about the beach. When we go into spring from winter, in all seriousness, when we go from spring to winter, I did it again. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Listen, I've been talking a lot. When you go from winter to spring, get it right. The point, I was so busy thinking about the glow. This is what I want you to think about. As you see the leaves coming back, as the snow starts to melt and the slush goes away and the brown, dirty, when you look at like the ground and you have like that slushy, you know how it gets like brown and it gets all dirty, you're like, oh, I can't wait for spring. All of a sudden it clears out, the grass gets really green, the sky gets blue, everything blossoms, and green is everywhere. And it's like everything came back to life. That is what emerald brings to our world, right? It's kind of bringing everything back to life again. It's like, here we are, we're back in the land of the living, right? Not to say that winter's not fine, it's okay. But now I am back in the land of the living because I got my point across. It took a while to get there, but it got there. $599.20. You are saving almost $150 today to be able to have not just those exceptional marquee cuts in your, I can't even believe we have marquee cuts, in your emeralds, 95 points of marquee cuts. And then you also have just those beautiful round brilliants in your Caydia lab-grown diamonds. By the way, Caydia means pure diamonds. That's why I always say, don't feel like you're not getting diamonds just because you're getting something that's lab-grown. They are pure diamonds. They have the same properties. They test as diamonds. The only difference is that they were not mined, they were made. That's why we say made shopping, made not mined. It's an easy way to remember it. Actually, let me go to this finger so you can just take a moment and look at the beauty of that gorgeous green glow. Also, think about this. Not only is it the gem of the springtime, but it is May's birthstone. So if you know anybody born in the month of May, why don't you get them something like this now before the prices go up? You know, birthstones always are more expensive in the month that they are the birthstone. So like for instance, if you decided to get your rubies in July, you'll spend more because everybody's getting rubies that month. You'll just spend more. That's just how it is. If you're buying emeralds in May, you'll spend more money. Now is a great time to get in on your emeralds and get marquee cuts, which are such a beautiful fancy cut and so hard to come by, particularly in rings like this. And the color matching, once again, is a perfect example of why it is so wonderful to be able to get the lab-grown created emeralds, because you are able to have the match in the color. It's not like some of them are a little faded, some of them are a little darker, some of them are a little deeper. No, they are all deeply saturated and they are all giving you that gorgeous green glow. Let's take a look at it on that wheel. So oh, there you go, you have it right now. You can see that beautiful look and the way that it is circulating, you can really get perspective on how incredible it is when you contrast it to the white. Just look at the beauty and look at that white gold. 14 karat white gold. Just understand something. A plain band, if I went to the jewelry store today and they woke up this morning and they walked into the store and they said, what's happening with gold today? And they looked and it said, oh, gold is up to $2,028.55 today, an ounce. Okay, let's ticket this band of white gold a little higher than normal. It could be a few $100s, it could be $500. It's a band of gold. You know the price of gold right now. But when you add diamonds and emeralds, you're going to be looking at a much different price point. It's going to take it to the next level. Your price point today is more about the gold. It's like you're paying just for a gold band. You are getting almost $150 off on a $750 piece. And this is absolutely worth its weight in gold and then some. And what's really fun about pieces like this is that you're also getting something that has the contrasting look that really allows the green to illuminate. And what would be really nice with that, I'm going to show you, what would be really nice would be to put the bracelet with that ring. Because that wave design, I think, goes really nicely with the design on that piece. Because that piece kind of looks almost like it's flowing, right? It looks like it's flowing because of the way that the marquee cuts are set. And so does this bracelet. It flows like a wave. That is the curved bangle. And a curved bangle is nice because it also sits beautifully on the wrist in a way that feels almost like it was custom made for you. So, you know, like if we get custom jewelry, don't confuse costume and costume. Two very different things. Custom made versus costume made. Costume basically means mystery metals. Costume basically means, not real gems, right? They're imitations. They could be rhinestones, it could be crystals. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Simulants are fine. But I'd personally rather have the real deal, and that's what you're getting. Even if it's created, it's still the real deal. Same properties. Same properties as a diamond on all those beautiful Caydia diamonds. Same properties as emeralds on all those beautiful lab-grown emeralds. No different optically, chemically, or physically. It's all the same. It all tests as emeralds or diamonds. The only difference is it's controlled in an environment as it's growing up. It's actually under care, under TLC, under a whole lot of love. It's a whole lot of love. And you know what else it is? It's also on sale. Up to 20% off on every piece in the show, free shipping, free returns on everything today, and you are getting a savings of, yes, you are reading that correctly, $511. $511 savings? Yes, I know, I agree, it's crazy, but I like it. Do you also know that you can do Shop Pay? Did you know that? Shop Pay is the way, because you don't have to pay all at once. You can just go online, go to madeshopping.com, and when you go to checkout, just decide that you want to select Shop Pay, and we will allow you to pay in installments. You can also tell that to your friends when you call in at 888-521-4367, and they will be like friends too. They'll give you any advice you need insofar as how to shop and answer any questions that you may have. What I think is so nice is that it's such a bold curvature, right? It's very bold. Sometimes you'll see like a subtle curve. This one is really bold. I think it really makes a statement, and you can just see the way that it's done just beautifully. And by the way, little side note here, I put it on myself. I didn't even ask for assistance. It's that easy. So even though it is super secure with that lock, because you've got that nice secure clasp and you've got the security lock as well, even though you have that, I can tell you that it's not hard to put on yourself. I get very, very impatient, and I lose my patience very easily when I'm trying to put bracelets on, to the point where sometimes I almost have temper tantrums, like throwing the bracelet across the room because I'm so angry I can't get it on my wrist. True story. Let's not even. And you know what's funny is I don't even have a temper in real life. I really don't. But when I try to put on a bracelet and I can't do it, it is not fun. There is nothing fun about trying to get on a bracelet that you cannot get on by yourself. This one is easy. It really is. It's a box clasp. I love it. I think it's fantastic. You have a total of 80 stones in this piece, of which 17 points are in emerald, and you also have a total of, let's see here, you have about 3/4 of a carat in your Caydia white, beautiful, gorgeous lab-grown diamonds. I want you to think about the quality as you look. And if you don't mind, even from a distance, I just want to show you, if you can, I'd like you to see, like, from a distance, I wanted you to see, like, with just talking to me, so that I can show you as I'm having a conversation with you, you do notice the green, not when you're just close, like, yeah, when you're just talking, like, from a distance, not in a close-up, because you're not always going to be like right in front of somebody. I want you to see the close-up so you know what you're getting. But when we're having a conversation and I'm wearing this bracelet, there's a good chance you are doing that stare thing where you're like, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry, where did you get that bracelet? I can't stop staring at it. You're going to have that moment, because this bracelet is a standout. It is definitely a conversation piece. And that green, even from a distance, it is popping, that color. It is absolutely exceptional. 800939 is the item number, and you are saving over $500. I know, it's amazing. Do you know what else they say about emerald? It is, I said it's the stone of eternal youth. It's a stone of eternal hope. It is a stone that they say is the stone of the goddess Venus, so it's a beauty. And of course, I talked a little bit about spring, and I figured out it goes winter, spring, summer, fall. It just took me a second. I was thinking about summer from the winter, and then it was a moment. But now I got it right, and now I know that when you go and transition from winter to spring, the feeling of renewal and vibrancy comes into play, and emerald represents that as well. Make this one yours. Do it however you want. If you want to go online, if you want to do the phone call, if you want to do shop pay and break it up, any option is an option for you. But here's what's not an option: the free shipping. Everybody gets the free shipping no matter what. So congratulations on that. All right, we are going to move on because I do have some earrings to give you in emeralds. So what I want to do is I want to slide these on in. These are like front-facing hoops. So what happens is your hoops are going to kind of wrap around. So when you're wearing them, you don't only see them from the side if you turn your head or if you wear them in a certain direction. They will show up front facing. And I'll put one on to show you in a moment. But I just want you to take a moment and look at your savings. Almost a $500 savings today on your pear cut emeralds. Yep, pear cut emeralds totaling, you ready for it? 3 carats. You're at 1.5 carats in each ear, and then you have your round brilliant cuts contrasting it with that beautiful sprinkling of decadence thanks to the Caydia lab-grown diamonds. Incredible, right? Let me measure them before I put one on because I want you to see where they will fall lengthwise. You are at about 1 inch on the drop. Also, easy on, easy off, butterfly clasp, but a nice big post as well. I love the fact that we do these posts a little larger than your average because a lot of the posts and a lot of the jewelry out there are so tiny and it's so hard. They get stuck even like on your nail. Like, I mean, they're so small and it's so easy for them to drop and for you to never be able to find them. Here, wait, let me put the one on the right ear. This is a really fun moment for me because obviously I love hoops, but I like having a plethora of choices in style. That's why you can never have enough of them, right? You can never have enough hoops. You can also never have enough jewelry. In fact, here, I'm going to, I didn't bring it. I have a little clip, but here, I'm going to show you. If I pull my hair back, this is what I mean when I say front facing. So as I'm talking to you from the front, like this, you can see everything in this hoop, right? You can, I don't have to do this, like look from the side. No, right away, straight up, front facing, you see that glow. You see it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the fact that it's not all the way around, that it's broken up because of the way that it's done, because of the way that it's set, because of the way that it's placed and designed. It actually gives it a little dimension. And that dimension is what makes it show up so beautifully. I am a fan of this earring, and I am a fan of those emeralds. Emeralds in those pear cuts, by the way, not something you easily can find. I dare you to go find them. I'm telling you, the things that I'm showing you are very unique, very extraordinary, and so well made because every single thing that I'm showing you today is done in 14 karat gold, white gold in this case, and you have the beauty of the high echelon in the world of lab-grown diamonds because the Caydia lab-grown diamonds are the best in the business because we only bring in the best curators of these pieces. We only allow a very important skilled team to be able to hand select each piece for you so that we know you're getting the quality. And then you can notice the cut. You can notice the colorless aspect. You notice the VS1 clarity. And then, of course, on those lab-grown beautiful emeralds, you can see the saturation of color along with the perfect match. Every one of them deeply saturated, perfectly matched, and glowing in green. Just phenomenal. 800-927 is your item number here. You can't go wrong with these. They're amazing. You know how we do a lot of bypass rings? You guys have seen a lot of the bypass rings. Well, this is what we actually refer to as a bypass earring. It's a bypass earring design, right? So you're still getting that same kind of bypass style that we like in a ring, right? Super fun. Make it yours, 888-521-4367. Call in now because these will not last. A lot of people have been calling in during this show because people understand and get excited about pieces like this. And I don't blame you. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring in this ring, and then you know what I wanna do because we don't have a lot of time. After this ring, I just wanna jump to these two sapphire pieces that we previewed at the top of the show. And I'll go kind of quickly on them because I want to make sure you get in on the pieces I showed you before the show began. So first, is that cool, guys? Can we do that? Okay, good. So let's do this ring first. This ring is 803700. What you have in front of you is a total of over 2 carats in emeralds. Yep, they are 16 points each, perfectly matched. And you know, it's not a full eternity band, but I wouldn't call it a half eternity either, because it's basically almost a full eternity band. Look at this, almost all the way around. It's just a very small space that is covered in, oh, not so bad, 14 karat white gold. Thank you very much, I'll take it. And what you also will see in this piece, in between the beautiful, stunning, glowing green, is an additional 1/4 carat of your Caydia round brilliant cuts. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, as you look at that wheel, I want you to really take note of that color once again, and the color matching, because the color matching is really what makes this so exceptional and so much fun. The color matching on this is what allows you to really recognize the value of buying the lab-grown pieces, because when you do that, you have a chance to see why so many people are turning away from the genuine gems and going into, and listen, there's nothing wrong with genuine gems. I love them. I have them. I've presented them many years. But I think that there's something to be said for that depth of color, that saturation of color, that color matching, and to know that you even have clarity on very highly included gemstones, because emeralds are highly included, meaning that you typically see, you might see, a lot of emeralds are oiled, right? There's a lot of treatments with emeralds, specifically because there are so many inclusions and blemishes within the stone. You will not see that in these lab-grown pieces, and that's why it's extra special. But do you see the coverage? Do you see the real estate it takes up on your hand? Look at that coverage. That's impressive. $487.20. Save yourself over $120. I'll give the item number on that, yeah. Save yourself over $120. And by the way, keeping in mind that you are looking at over 2 carats of that emerald, okay? 888-521-4367 is the item number. Now, we won't have time for a full presentation on this next piece, but I just wanted to let you know real quickly, because I want to get to those sapphires in the last 10 minutes. This piece right here that I've been wearing, a lot of you were asking about it. I just got a note from the call center, just alerted me that a lot of you wanted to know about this. This is 818782. It's one of my personal favorites in the entire collection, which is why I put it on my hand right from the start. Save yourself about $500 today. This ring should be about $2,500. We're just under $2,000 today. What you are getting in front of you is 3.5 carats of emerald cut emeralds. And that was really what struck me about this, is getting the emeralds in emerald cuts, surrounded by the decadence of those round Caydia lab-grown diamonds, and not just a little, a whole lot of them. You have a total of almost 2.5 carats of that sprinkling, and what a beautiful design that is. Thick band with all of that beautiful 14 karat white gold. Don't forget, you can do shop pay on this, so you can do it in installments if you want to pay it as you go, right? You can do a special installment, or you can pay all in full. That's up to you. So these are the emeralds that I recommend to you. I hope that you get in on these deals. They are just, they're going to remind you of the springtime, and they're going to give you that feeling of hope and happiness, because they are the stone of hope. Speaking of hope, I know a lot of you were hoping we would get to these earrings, so we will. I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to have at least the sapphire that we showed you earlier on, because this sapphire is also a very special stone in the world of precious gems, in the world of the big three. This is the stone of loyalty and royalty. Look at that color of that blue. It's very different. It's very distinguishable. And you know what's fun is you can see it like against my shirt. It's like looking at it in the starry night sky. It's not a midnight blue. It's not a navy blue. It's not a light blue. It's not like an indica light teal blue. It's just its very own special hue. and it's sapphire. And sapphire is also a very hard stone, and because lab-grown stones are still going to take on the same properties as their counterparts from the mined world, these are made, not mined, but they are still going to take on certain properties like the chemical, physical, and optical properties, meaning they will still be a very hard stone that won't easily scratch. They will still be all of the properties that we love so much about our sapphire, and these are emerald cuts. I know. How often have you seen earrings in emerald cuts? Really? Hoops? Oh, it's only 9¼ carats. That's all. Just 9¼ carats. And you have 33 points in each one of these 28 stones. Is it 28? Is that right? Am I right on that? I think it is 28 stones. I need to check, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Is it 28? Yep, I'm right. 28. Oh my goodness. 28 stones, each of them at 33 points. That's unbelievable. And then let's not forget about the almost 2½ carats of round brilliant cuts in your Caydia lab-grown diamonds. Let's not forget that. Look at the process of setting this. Do you realize how difficult these are to create and make and design? What an impressive work of art and craftsmanship in these earrings. $3,327.20. You are getting a savings today. Look at it. $831.80. Massive savings. Listen, considered purchase, I get it. That's why Shop Pay is in play. I want you to be able to get in on the deal and be able to save some money while you do it. So please do so today at, this is it. This is the number, 819-131. 819-131, and on these pieces you do have the pressure insertion clasp. So when you open them up, here's what I'll do. This is it. Just click and open. Okay? So don't do this. I don't know what's going on with my earrings. I can't open them. What happened? I got a faulty pair. No, we just wanted extra security. Just press. Just press and release. Okay, it's really easy to do. Incredible, incredible earrings. Make them yours. And speaking of incredible, as we get into the finale of this show, everybody should have a tennis bracelet in their jewelry connection. The jewelry connection, someday we'll find it. The jewelry connection. Jewelry collection was what I meant to say. I meant to say jewelry collection. The jewelry collection should always include a tennis bracelet. How many of us have tennis bracelets in diamonds and gold? Well, good for you if you do. Do you have one that is 18 karat gold? Oh. Do you have an additional 5½ carats of sapphire? Or do you just have 5½ carats of diamonds? Well, how about 5½ carats? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a different ring in the shot so you can see it with a sapphire ring, actually. When you have a total of 5½ carats in sapphire and 5½ carats in, look at this, clean, stunning, sparkling, scintillating, brilliant diamonds. Lab-grown diamonds are not going to be a compromise to getting the diamonds of the earth, because these diamonds, my friends, are pure diamonds, but they are made, not mined. And they are going to have the colorless grading. They are VS1 clarity, and they are going to be cut to perfection with optimal properties of proportions, symmetry, and polish. And then the saturation of color in your deep blue beauties we call sapphires. They are September's birthstone. And by the way, I started to open this to show you. You have a double safety on this clasp as well, so you can lock it up, lock yourself in, and know that you are secure. No interruption in the design. A tennis bracelet is supposed to be eternal. It's like an eternity bracelet. That's what it originally was called. It goes all the way around. 826-091. And a tennis bracelet is certainly a considered purchase. I realize that is why Shop Pay is the best way to go. I will give you the item number on that ring as well. Shop Pay is important, friends, because it allows you to be able to budget yourself and give your payments in installments rather than all at once. Today you are saving, because of this special sale, over $1,200 to get this bracelet home, and you are looking at a profound amount of weight in not just white gold, but this one is 18 karat white gold. And I can tell you that I was looking in a jewelry store close to home in Jersey, and they were saying that their white gold bracelets, because I was just looking at different links, forget gemstones, forget diamonds, forget sapphires. Just their white gold, substantially weighted bracelets were in this price point. People are spending the money on gold, friends. They are. And white gold is usually more expensive than yellow gold. And when you're in 18 karat gold, you're even more expensive than that. So that's my advice to you, is if you're in a position to get it while you can, while it's on a sale, this is the time to do it. Call 888-521-4367. Now, if you like the ring that I'm wearing, just to give you a quick notation, I have that ring available for you as well in item number 144802. 144802. This is going to be a total of half a carat in your Caydia lab-grown diamonds, and it's about a carat 54 in your pear-cut sapphires. This is a wrap-around, wind-around, make it fun, beautiful statement. And I promised you that you would have the big three in this show. I hope you got your rubies, your emeralds, your sapphires, and your diamonds, and you have them all in this incredible branding that has done it right from the start 30 years ago. I have had so much fun with you. I hope you enjoyed every minute of the show. I hope you are getting all of your favorite items and that you wear them all in good health. Enjoy them, love them, glow in them, grow in them, and make sure that you continue to shop with Made Shopping. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Come say hello to me on Instagram at NickStanz, Nikstanz. I will see you there, and I'm so proud to present all this beautiful jewelry to all of you. Thank you so much for letting me share the fun and the glow. And now look it up. You got to look it up, right? I got the glow, right? And you got that glow, right? Love it.